Focus mainly on Pinwheel Peacock matchup. Oh, we're running we're running Pinwheel Grab Assist. I will say Fortune gets a whole hell of a lot off of El Pinion, so it's an interesting choice, but one that can be made to work. Howdy game. So your main worry was about item drop, I think you said, but overall already it's a really good start. Mix. Yeah, I figured you'd tack that on after you saw Elda play at Frosty. What in the world? Okay. Do we want the Peacock in? Doesn't look like it. Mix. Yeah. Overcommitted to armor. I don't know what else you necessarily could have done here. Yeah, okay, you just chose a really aggressive option. And kind of got checked for it reactively. That wasn't a combo, was it? We just stopped blocking. Mashing. Yeah, okay. Lux this. Up back. Might have gotten push block a little too early. Mix. Yeah, as Softy's saying, one of your best options after fast falling your jump medium punch is just to dash up throw. It's your fastest option, and it's not bad because Pinwheel's dash is really good. Now we're just getting mixed. This is probably... Well, now it's definitely a dead Bella. Or nope's gonna be nope. These brothers are criminals. Committing crimes. And because it was, I think, the main question, what are the ways Pinwheel's looking to deal with item drop Softy? Because obviously she can fly around all the projectiles. Oh. You die. Understood. Okay. Well, first things first. This is not a Pinwheel specific thing, but this is exactly how you want to deal with the item drop. chicken block it, up, forward, start going. The item drops on cooldown, you just got moved forward slightly. Now is your window to be moving forward. You used it to up back instead, but it's... yeah. But yeah, that's all good. Not quite getting through the final bomb. It's been working for you so far. One thing I think you can abuse a little bit more is in the center of the screen, her zoning also has a dead zone just straight up in the center underneath. Which also gives you a little bit more time to react to just an instant item call drop. Or item drop call. So if you have the space to fly under H-George, sometimes it's not a bad idea. Because being as close to the ceiling as you are, item drop can catch you. This time it didn't. Which is good. You're in. Mix. Gonna need 3 bar for this. Okay. That's fair. Okay. Flying underneath might not be as good of an idea. I feel like I see Very find a good success with it, but I could definitely see assists being the issue. Actually, okay, you got push blocked out. That really just does come out faster. Okay, never mind. I thought you went for something else. She's supposed to be... Huh. Because I'm pretty sure that is supposed to be neutral on block, so if they push block it, it's your turn. I'm really confused as to what happened there. Death. Okay. Yeah, Ravenous Zombie is a character in this game. Item drop, get tagged by it, avoid everything, tagged by item drop. Good confirm. Oh, viewer, no. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't snap the corpse. How does your cat deal with the matchup? It was a good job getting through. I just got caught by one of the best buttons in the game. Yeah, I mean... we're unsure what to do with our head. Understandable. Yeah, or WBO, just fast forward. Okay. Yeah. So the funny thing is, you're still looking to do just about the exact same things head-on as headless. And so you seem to know what you're doing, and then once you saw your head was starting to get hit, you kind of just sat there and stood on the ground. Granted, they were timing bombs well, and B6 HP assist is haha funny, but you can still look to do a lot of the same things. Chicken block the then get through the zoning. Obviously, that ends up working a lot better if you're comfortable with like getting the head back on once you've gotten the hit. And the easiest way to do that, I don't remember if you had 3 meter. If you do it, you have OTG in the corner. It's level 3 at the start of your route, and it's relatively efficient for routing. And it gets your head back on, so you can then do the routing you're comfortable with afterwards. But other than that, probably learning a little bit of headless, just enough to like at least set up a sliding knockdown and get your head back on, just so you're comfy. If you want to stick with solo head-offs, like only head-on, and you don't want to experiment with headless at all, which I'd encourage, but I know some people don't want to learn that side or don't feel comfortable with it, so.
Those shows are so last season.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Did we round start viewer? Okay. Right, we got the hit. Unfortunate. Kill them both. Oh no. Yeah, it's gonna hit the assist, unfortunately. Actually, go back before this year-long combo. Yeah, okay. There isn't much you could have done. I don't know if you could have unflied fast enough to just react to that, but I wasn't keeping track of what you did and didn't have there. But yeah, you're not going to invuln through car if there's an assist for it to hit, because it lags behind. Crossed ourselves up, unfortunate. Oh no! If you want a very easy heavy counter hit punish for this, jump heavy kick, zoom. Zoom the head into the corner. You might need to delay the zoom slightly depending on how high up you catch them, but it is a pretty forgiving timing. And if you do it right, you don't even use OTG. Because this loses so much damage. You get the extra undizzy from a counter hit, but you immediately scale yourself to 50%. So throw punishing where spates is not the move. Nice. I think Jump Heavy Punch would have been better there, but that got the job done.
Those shows are so last season.
Yeah, they would have. Wait out the assist, wait out the item drop. This was your time to really put your foot on the gas. So go over or under. There's no assist, there's no item drop. This is the window you were given to just get in. Fortunately got tagged, but now neutral's reset, all the bombs are coming back out. Gotta deal with funny item drop again. Yeah, one of the things Softy was talking about, which I see a lot more use for it, where was it? Here, is once you've gone through all that and you think the item drop is coming, Jump Medium Punch is really slow. It's a good approach, but it's incredibly slow. So, a more consistent thing to do on your approach is to unfly and call assist here. So you block the item drop and then you force them to hold the Excella. And that's a really strong point for you to be in, because then all of a sudden she's forced to hold another 50-50 afterwards.
You know, funny when you said I was ignoring you, I'm like, what are you talking about? You're not even a PC. And then I scroll up in my DMs. Oh.
Hello, Hims.
Hello. I was playing a very long Dahlia set with Hydra.
I see. Understood.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're a couple games into funny Pinwheel versus P shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was just trying to find any more like competent Pinwheel eyes, because I do not know this character that well.
Pinwheel VP is just super hard. Like, it's all about like just navigating. Like you have to just navigate the bullet hell shenanigans. One thing that I like to do, which is like an okay option, is when I know a projectile's about to hit me, I just jumping hard punch or charge jumping hard punch, and then the minute it hits me, I just unfly, keep going forward. There's also a really good. I'm trying to remember who taught it to me. There's like a sequence. Okay, so if you fly in, use jumping medium punch against Peacock, there's off chance you're gonna get hit by the bomb that she called prior to you hitting. But there's a specific sequence where instead of using jumping medium punch, you use jumping medium kit for the hit, and then get to confirm with one of the viewers, and then God, what was it? You unfly into a button, and then you get a ground straight off of it. I wish I knew what the exact sequence was. I know for a fact, I'm 90% Softy was the one that I got that from.
Yeah, and if you have further questions outside of what ends up getting shown in this VoD, definitely ping Softy. Ravius and PME are also probably willing to talk you through it. They should both be like at great server. And Softy I think they're coming back later. They just need to get at least some work done right now. So, I saw you and Softy talking about it more in the chat too. Just unfly block assist here is not an awful lot of them, but we're in.
Also, the stream is... Well, it's not.
Okay. One sec.
I've opened the stream on Twitch.tv. I'm now watching here.
Yeah, I'd rather... I mean, it's just less delay if I can do it through Discord. I just need to figure out how to not completely max out my CPU.
Yeah, Dashwalk on Fly is also really good. It's just a very hard situation. Well, fighting Peacock isn't easy for relatively any character. Like, even people, there are people that say that Robo can beat Peacock and Robo wins the matchup, but that's like if the Robo is like micro dashing past every projectile and then countering her with L beam, and it's winnable, but it ain't easy. It's still.
I mean, there's a couple arguments that certain characters won the matchup, but it's always arguments because P just controls the game.
Yeah, like people also say that Eliza wins the matchup, but if Peacock has an assist, then GG. You are not winning the matchup. You have to like counter call, blast every single assist call. There's like some things that make it serviceable. Like if you DP Peacock assist, you just get a free jump cancel. But there's also the off chance you get hit by a projectile. So yeah. Bottom P if you neutral assist lose really. Yeah. Like Painwell Beam, that's probably your best bet. Like Painwell Beam, Painwell Brass. Probably going to be your best bet.
Hopefully this fixes CPU issues. Yeah, okay.
Wait, who all do you play, ControlFreak? I haven't played you in like a while. It has been a while.
Oh, that's so... What? It didn't go off on the assist?
That is really weird. Oh, it didn't go off on the assist?
Because the second launcher hit didn't go through.
Yeah.
Oh, groceries.
Yeah, that's another. Oh, here's
nice.
Your team is sick.
Yeah. One thing to consider if you are interested in counterpicking is changing Copter for lock and load just to counter call assists in the P matchup.
That's also another good thing. Yeah.
That might help a bit more. You'll obviously lose out a bit on the offense, but because you're running Fortune DP, that also can work as a lockdown. You just need to be a little bit closer to call it. So that's entirely up to your choice. It's just an option that might make parts of that matchup easier.
So last season.
It all depends on your skill. Action.
Yep. I think overall, what we are seeing is you being a little bit too overeager to catch them out with this. Again, it's a great option, but and I'm sure you'll try out some of the stuff Saku's been talking with you about afterwards. But this should not be your only option because it's hard to make work all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of what Cat Black said. Like, yeah, Robo can quote unquote beat her, but it's like.
God, I hate this button. We are kind of waffling and don't seem to understand what to do when Nope just teleports underneath us. This has been a consistent thing that's been happening, and I don't think I've seen it go in your favor once. It usually just ends up returning to neutral, but that's returning to neutral with them choosing which side of the screen they want to go to, so you have a really hard time actually locking her into a corner. So the times you're catching the P out are not when she's run out of space, but when she messed up and you got through the zoning.
Yeah, I think the scenario is like you have to react really fast, and then at that angle, at this specific frame, can you get Thresher, which that gives you your hit confirm or whatever, but you also have to be really quick with it.
Is there a reason why you can't just do like unfly falling jump medium kick just to like force her to block something and then call an assist to eat the bomb.
I feel like that could work.
Is that like, this is just me from an outside perspective thinking about things that can happen here? Because obviously I know the bomb is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with, but is it not her turn to get a button out first, or do you just lose to OK?
I think she can, in this, like at this specific frame, yeah, you can get a button out there.
Obviously, it requires a lot of like actively thinking about it and reacting to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my thought is just make the peacock block, because then it's so much easier to run her down.
And then making her block, just like hitting a like,
Just
making her like block jab, you get like high low off there, so it's not bad.
Oh yeah. How much? I'm trying to think, because you run fiber assist. I think you actually just need to let the pinwheel die here, because the item drop's coming.
Well, oh yeah.
Because
I don't
every
think fiber doesn't win here.
no,
Or, like,
I'm pretty sure it'll get tagged because it loses invuln before you can jump cancel.
Gotcha.
And I also wouldn't be surprised if it got hit in like the startup. It's fiber kind of sucks as a DP, which is what like the jump cancel itself makes it the really good part, but it trades and other whack stuff. Yeah, so I think right there it's a lot better to just let the pinwheel die. Good reflect. Mix. This will not kill. This will. What's our incoming? So, a thing to think about this incoming, technically it's a left-right, but after the fact, you're just hitting them with a bunch of same-side bids. So it's... I think if you're going to go for the launcher and then back up forward mix, you can delay your assist call, because the head will also be falling on top of them and make it incredibly hard to mash in the first place. So I think you have more time than you think you do setting up that incoming. Really? What did you press? Oh. Yeah. Landing with any button that isn't Jump Light Punch is liable to just getting tagged, because every other button in her kit, besides maybe Jump Medium Kick, stretches her out a good bit. Kind of ridiculous that that's still one like that, though.
I'm curious, what is the hitbox size on that button? It seems very... I understand now.
Yeah.
So everywhere between her umbrella and then the back of her head.
Yeah, it's a hitbox.
Jesus Christ.
She needs it.
Truly a comedic button. Is it always self-opiate? Or any of it?
Yeah. And, I mean, there are arguments to not sack the character. For me, spending a bar to still be in disadvantage, well, not even in disadvantage, to be in a comboable, mixable state is a really rough price to pay for just getting a character out with a sliver of HP. But, again, especially depending on how you want to play your team, you can make the argument. Was that the final one? It was. Okay. This was the game we watched, right? Yeah, okay. I'll go back and watch like one of the first, just so you have a little bit more to go off of hints, and then
Those shows were so last season.
can wrap it up because it's a short set and it's the only one for this evening.
How am I not following you on Twitch.tv?
I don't know.
That's really crazy.
Man, you just stay ignoring me everywhere, huh?
Ah!
Yeah, this.
Incredible sequence.
Yeah. One of the things I would say is at the higher or like highest levels of play, this in general starts to get really phased out because everyone knows they can just reaction tech here and nothing else they need to worry about. These sort of burst baits, they'll catch a player like Graham, who's like mashing no matter what the situation. And even then, honestly, he's smart enough to not mash here most of the time. But so this kind of just resets in a situation. The only time you'll see players go for stuff like this is if they can set up a hard knockdown afterwards. So like you'll see a Parasol player do up back, jump heavy punch sort of stuff to try and catch them. You'll see Fortunes do this because they can high-low immediately afterwards. You might be able to low throw here. I think you can dash up, low throw. Doing pressure like this is really slow and kind of just resets the game, which for Peacock, she's stuck in a corner, but she has all of her up forward jump light buns. Like, it's terrifying still.
In this situation, maybe jump meeting kick would have been the better button because it would have put her in block stun, and then you can just go in and freak it. It's just that button just takes a billion years when you charge it, and when you don't charge it, it just feels weird or looks weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Personally, my biggest issue with playing the character was that I relied on my multi-hits moves too much, so jumping medium punch, jumping hard punch, and not as much with jumping medium kick, which is, in some scenarios, like a god button.
Yeah, and we already talked about it a little bit. Dash up throw here. That's a really good option, and probably should be one of your defaults instead of dash up hold armor. This is like layer 2 or 3 is the best way to put it. Of you've conditioned them to see whether they're checking your approach with a button or if you see whether they're like up backing or something. So you do this if you know they're not going to just be really patient. Because if they are really patient, it becomes really awkward. Yeah, you're right. And I definitely recognized after the fact she does get low throw there after that setup softy, so it's better than I was giving it credit for. If we're gonna, yeah. Oh, that's lucky. You could make the argument to try and level 3 there if you're gonna spend all that bar, but either way, it's a sucky situation. Oh yeah, and then nope, there's nope. We've seen the rest of this. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's much reason to watch a whole lot more. But yeah, what should we call it? Brain. I mean, we already talked about a lot of the major things. You're fine. I mean, they were good games to look at if you did select those specifically, but it never hurts to just shoot like a whole folder over, and then I'll be the person to say, we don't have time tonight, so I'll get to like 10 or 15 of these rather than just shoot in, I think you said in 7. Yeah, I know it. And so, like, with what Softy is saying, I think Copter is really good for your team, and I think in a lot of situations you've gotten really good at using it. Consider LNL for these matchups. Maybe try it out and see how you like it. But overall, I think you were doing a couple things well, and if you start doing a bit more of the thing Softy was suggesting, so not full sending it with just like unfly jump medium punch every single time to try and catch them out before the item drop hits you, but doing a couple things like just unfly right in front of the item drop to try and block it. Be a little bit more patient, and once you get tagged things, just fly over them and call an assist. I would not be surprised if Softy or Mao have LNL painwheel routing. I can definitely ask and find it after the fact and ping you with it. And that seemed like honestly one of the biggest pain points is just overcommitting a little bit once you got like just that close to finally getting in on the P, which is one of the most obnoxious parts of ever dealing with a P, because you get that close and all of a sudden there's M-bang, there's jump light punch, there's 2 light kick, and learning how to navigate that crucial part of neutral for the matchup is one of the most important things to figure out. Yeah, and so Softy's saying what I'm trying to say better. You can be more patient, go for low risk, but middling rewards. Because the most important thing in the P matchup will always just be getting the hit on P, unless you are Robo. So Robo is the one character who can actually try and counter zone. And then I know Softy wasn't optimistic on trying to deal with the P teleporting under you with a bomb. I feel like there should be a couple options you can try. Softy obviously knows a lot better than I have, or I do, so there might truly not be anything, but try and find some strange habits to at least feel like they set back in your advantage because she just spent all that time teleporting under you. Yeah, I don't know if Softy or Yuhins had any other things, but I think those were the main points we saw. Everything else was kind of small fry that we addressed when we saw it, but isn't worth hammering home here. Also, if you have any further questions, Control, please shoot them so we can address them here. I always forget that the plane actually tracks. That is wild to me. Like, I somehow never fully noticed it. Yeah, and then I think Softy said they had an LNL route, at least corner for you to mess with. I'll ping Mao and see if he's got, or I guess he's Eric now. Brain empty. I'll ping him and ask him if he's got anything lying around in the vault, and I'll shoot that over. And again, it's just a suggestion if it feels icky or if you don't want to put in the time in to learn it, because it is learning another way to run your team. Perfectly fine. Just an option. I'm pretty. If you're using it for this matchup, you'd use HLNL, the armor one. Because you'd be using it to counter call, so you want the armor and you want the damage to just discourage them from doing stuff with their assist. Although it's a little bit finicky to call versus Bomber, because I think Bomber might have enough hits to break it. I hate H-Bomber as an assist. H-Bomber is my least favorite version of P to deal with. I hate it with a burning passion. But yeah, on that note, hope this helped. If you have any further questions after the fact, again, just yell at me, ping me on the server. Gladly try and answer them myself or find a person better capable of answering them.